message on the group something. Mail your manager I have written, mail me only. Okay, just can you compose an email, send it. Then we'll continue the session. I'm going to write this mail maximum 4-5 minutes. It's very simple mail. ज़्यादा गालियाँ मत देना.
तुम्हें पहले से सब कैसे पता होता है?
सही ना?
ये मेरे दिल में आके रखता है।
इसलिए वो लैपटॉप मंगाया कि कम हो सकता है.
नेट नहीं चला रहा है, कहाँ से मेल जाएगा?
मोबाइल में टाइप
तो टाइप कर लो.
मोबाइल में टाइप कर लो.
वो मोबाइल सॉरी कांट सी इट.
Everyone catch what you want. Actual में लिखना है बस LOV. Biggest issue.
How much do you earn from your? What do you do for a living? I put a lot. उसके इंटरव्यू भी है. सब भेजो
थोड़ा मिक्स कर दो.
एवरीवन को मतलब क्या है? हम लोग सारे लीडरशिप आल्सो.
सर ने everyone लिखा है.
We have to address this email too.
Please don't take coffee.
I tell you afterwards.
One scenario. Asmus was supposed to be brand ID. We wrote something else. Hi sir. I'm not going well. Sorry for that.
अभी भी दिख रहे हो. ठीक है. क्या है ये?
Done? How many issues you have? I couldn't think. I expected mail like no issues at all. It's the best one. Anybody's absent?
No.
First time I think everybody's. So you're mailing the manager regarding the work culture issues you are facing and suggestions from your side. Okay. Can you include people only in this group? I meant. पूरे leadership को. It's like Aishwarya Kala sir. Everybody will stand up. Everybody is. मैंने सिर्फ हम लोगों को भेजना मुझे. उस वाले मेल पे ignore this करके डालो और वापस भेजो.
पता है हाँ ये
Who I have received? It's better if you all send fast because you don't read anybody else's. I add that also. Gautam came. You Aditi? Gautam. Sri. अभी उदय देवाशीष ने तो भेज दिया था कॉपी पेस्ट करना
सजेशंस
Pradeep, you haven't received my phone. I think I sent you message email maybe.
It's Pradeep.tu or Pradeep.
Pradeep.tu है नहीं
इसको मिली
you at Salabai Moshe.
that was old वो delete हो
Just forward it to that.
Yes, sir.
Today all work culture issues are your issues only.
might
You cannot write a very long mail.
Might
It's all your responsibility. I am not involved.
तुम्हारी में भी बहुत बढ़िया दीदी की भी बहुत बढ़िया
हमारा delete का काम है
Devashish came. Praveen. Praveen and Uday is left. Sorry. step by step. And whatever we discuss, we leave it here. The work culture is not going to improve once we go. Enough listening. Send. Ravi. Sending.
No, yeah. You forgot to handle it.
What happened to him? Have you guys been working on your body language? Good. Hi, Gautam. Okay, after this session, I've sent a list of teams that we have made just to focus on a certain areas. So that from next week individually with particular teams will start. Start off in the sense maybe 1.5. Any minor difference also which you see is a big progress. You're working. Let's focus. In a professional environment, usually when you are messaging someone or mailing someone, Pradeep is not saying. I was about to start with Praveen, whoever sent last. Yes.
Yeah.
When we discuss individually if somebody has not received.
Dot. No dot. Dot.
Mohan Larusi dot T. Forward it.
They have all mailed you, man. Just copy from that.
Mohan Larusi.
Calendar block किए 10 आ गए
worried about what is the content of the mails, how are we going to read it? It's not from Aditya. Okay. Devashish, what is the major difference between communication which happens in a professional environment and a non-professional?
So the difference between, because we have to look after what is the hierarchy of the team, and if we are discussing with the higher management of the team, then what is the communication we are using. Either it should be like on mail communication or it should be WhatsApp communication. So we have to maintain that decency.
See, the question was. Repeat the question.
So how to maintain
Listening skills. क्या था क्वेश्चन?
Yeah, what is the difference between professional communication?
डिफरेंस दो चीजों के बीच में होता है। एक चीज में कैसे डिफरेंस होगा? बोलो। हमसे
Difference between communication professional environment and non.
tell the answer. According to you, whatever, everything is right.
In a professional environment, we can't use certain type of.
Good, I know you professionally. Tell. Relax, tell. It's okay. Whatever you feel like. There is a difference, right? When you're mailing somebody within the organization or outside our clients or somebody, and if you're mailing or messaging your friends and family. What's the major difference you feel?
First, there will be no salutation when communicating in normal environment, but while mailing or messaging in a professional environment, we have to use salutations, correct salutations. Also, we have to start a message like if we want to convey. It will depend on what kind of a message we want to convey. If it is a positive one, we'll start with greetings or something. If it is a negative one, we'll start with sorry.
Ravi?
Difference is basically in professional environment we have to understand what is the issue about we want to communicate and what is the, and we have to precise to the point what we are communicating, and it should be not vague, and the complete information should be given, like the subject should be there, and numbers may be included, what and all effect. Non-professional, some words may be included which are maybe subject may not be mentioned. It will be informal.
Pradeep?
For professional communication, you have to be in a certain mode. You have to follow some set of rules so that you don't hurt the other person. In normal thing, as a friend, if you talk, then you can use whatever. However you are comfortable with, you can talk, but you can't do it that with a professional.
Anything you want to add?
So first thing is how we talk and how we speak. It's a difference between formal speech and informal speech that we're using. But towards communicate, you can take it simply the difference between a mail and a WhatsApp. It is better to talk with friends or client. You talk in a very different ways when you talk on mail or WhatsApp. First and foremost. Second, we try personally to be either on a third person perspective or first person perspective on a formal communication. Informal can be either.
Isha?
So we cannot use short form of words, like if we are writing some word, it has to be the proper structure, the proper sentence has to be written. But in formal communication, we can write anything and make the other person understand.
So I feel that when it comes to professional environment, the first thing comes up is the respect, or we can say basically a tone which we set with the second person, and what we want to communicate, that has to start. Basically, their time is important, our time is important, so the thing should be crisp and clear, understandable.
Why is there a difference? When you're communicating with anybody, why should there be a difference as well? Why should your sentences be grammatically correct when you're talking to your friends, and it's okay if they are not? Why should the tone be in a certain way and okay if it is not? One major reason is you're representing by book. This is very clear because each of your mails or any kind of communication via WhatsApp, any way you're doing, you are representing a firm. What you tell is what firm is telling. Somewhere. If you go wrong heavily, we blame it on you. Correct. But most of the communication that you're doing, it is firm communication. May it be internally, even internally. It's like when you are, maybe sales is communicating with marketing. In no way you guys are civil. Whatever we have discussed here, that doesn't happen. There is no tone, there is no grammar, there is no completeness. Nothing is there. But the thing is, what happens is, on a general note, we see it like marketing team of Bymore is discussing with sales team of Bymore, and this is the tone that you guys have set. Telling this is what is wrong, because when you are communicating, you are representing a firm, whichever firm that is, and firm needs to be respected. That's the whole thing. Correct? Okay. We'll go one by one email. Okay? In each of the mails, we'll check first of all, as you said, clarity has to be there. It has to be very clear. Tone is one more thing that we are going to see. The completeness of the email, that is something which we can see. Things should not be repeated, which usually happen. Most of the Bymore emails that I read, things are repeated again. What is come in the first paragraph, it's come in a different way in the next paragraph. Again and again, repetitions are there. Facts are not presented. As he said, facts needs to be there, numbers needs to be there, all of that needs to be there. So, and basically your completeness. I'll just drop a message. My laptop is loading, so I can't get it. मुझे PPT बनाया था. If I cancel again, Kumar will be behind me. Finally, your language, spelling, those things are important. So on all of these, we'll discuss, maybe, hopefully, if everything is clear, everybody's mails or a couple of emails, and I want you to rate the emails. Okay, and the rating you send to me personally. So rating the mail, if you feel okay, Nisha is my friend, that you have rated her more, I will rate you badly because you have not understood the concepts. Okay. So we'll be judging every email based on clarity. Zone me. There is tone, okay. It got converted to zone. Spelling error should not be there. Your tone, no repetition. If the facts are presented correctly, like if you tell, just one example, work environment, what we are talking, without facts, if you tell things, somebody has to make decisions based on whatever you have given. So unless you present facts, how will that person make any decisions? Completeness, end to end follow up. If you leave it in between, if you leave it open ended, you are forcing the other person to ask you more questions. End to end karoge, you will get reply easy. The language, spelling, grammar. What kind of language you are using? So spellings have to be correct. Grammatically, it has to be correct. See, grammatically, it's okay to be slightly grammatically wrong because nobody is expecting you to master English or master any other language. But it should sound correct. At least colloquially, the grammar has to be correct. Is it okay? Whose mail do you think will fit right under all the criteria? Just because
Nishan, because they used to mail for brands.
She's a content writer.
need not be.
Experience counts.
Start with Aditi.
Yes.
Can you read out your mail?
Hello, I am writing to address some concerns I have been experiencing regarding the work culture within our team. I believe that open communication is vital for our team's success, and I hope my feedback will be received constructively. Firstly, there appears to be a lack of recognition and appreciation for employees' efforts. While we work hard to achieve our goals, acknowledging our contributions, even in small ways, can boost the team's motivation. I would suggest implementing a recognition program or expressing gratitude for the work during team meetings to cultivate a more positive work environment. Secondly, work-life balance seems to be a challenge for many team members, including myself, as there is no flexibility in the work timings. Remote work options are not provided even during emergencies, and taking breaks is frowned upon. I would recommend understanding the importance of breaks and having an open policy for working from home to build trust. I am more than willing to contribute my efforts to help implement any changes and support the team in creating a positive work culture. I appreciate your attention to these matters and would be grateful to discuss them further during a meeting. Thank you for your understanding and consideration.
This is okay. Let's start with one by one. Uday, what about the clarity of the email?
The clarity is like firstly she is telling me about the recognition. Lack of a recognition she is not getting.
No, clarity is there, it's not there, where it is missing, where it could be.
The clarity she has given like a lack of recognition. Second one is like a work-life balance. She is asking like a work from home policy or any open culture like a emergency leaves or that she is mentioning over there. So everything is clearly she mentioned. Whatever the point she mentioned is clearly. First she mentioned like lack of recognition. Second
So
one.
you're telling clarity is there.
Clarity is
Any ways in which the mail could have been improved?
So I could have added more facts to it.
Initially, it takes time.
Vamsi?
Salutation. Salutation.
Hello is okay. For me it's okay. Huh?
Suggestions are not given. No clarity in suggestions, only one line.
Actually, in the first point, she has given suggestions. Second point, she does not know what kind of suggestions to give. Praveen?
That is yeah, was
Clear? How is the tone of the email?
Yes.
Anybody feels the tone could have been improved?
Second part tone is the main issue.
It's getting aggressive. Any repetitions? You cannot do that. That's true. Nisha, Apurva.
I think that last two paragraphs would have been, merged here, where completed in one sentence instead of. Well, basically, the content can would have been.
Facts में no facts are there. Any fact you can see. Completeness.
Completed. Just ended with it.
Ratings to time.
General just. Language, spelling, grammar is okay.
Yes,
So basically, what is wrong with this? Facts are missing. Tone में it could be considered as there is an issue when it comes to the second paragraph, which is her actual issue. So actual tone has come out at that particular. Okay. We are not here to improve the work culture at all. We are understanding how the mails have to be sent. Okay. So I will not discuss on that part. Whose do you think does not suit well on all the points? took 18 minutes to send it.
Typing,
Your typing is fast.
not used to sending emails.
You should. The team has to start sending emails. We'll see Pradeep's.
I didn't receive.
Can you read out?
Hi sir, hope this mail finds you well. I am writing this mail to communicate my views on the work culture of our office and to provide some suggestions which would help us have a better relationship with the employees. Since I have been working here for few years, it's been a lovely environment to work in. The main motivation of the company is to create something new which stands out from all of our competitors. For that, it requires employees to be very hardworking, dedicated, and motivated towards the work. And I have seen the most of the qualities in the most of our employees. The issues which I have noted down are as follows. First is sandwich leave policy, where I feel I completely understand this has been put into action to make the employees more focused on the work. But in times of emergency, the employee would lose his 2 leaves because of the circumstances. The second one is, I think the complete knowledge of the operations that we do is not communicated to the new joiners. As a reason, they don't see the value of the company and abscond within the weeks. The third one would be a lot of irregular works, which I would not say an issue, but it is an opportunity to handle the situation well. But I would say tasks can be well managed.
Praveen, you were not there in the first session, I think. When you keep your body like this, it's a general thinking, maybe you feel underconfident. I know you're not underconfident. Okay. So let's start. You only tell me about the clarity of the mail.
Clarity is like first paragraph is missing. Missing some confusion, general view he has given. Regarding the points what you mentioned, it is clear.
Gautam?
Yeah, I think he has given his personal opinion. It should be common.
Again, when you read the mail, is it clear?
Is it clear? But the thing is, it seems like as if he has given his
Just
personal.
stand in his shoes for a second. Whatever he wanted to communicate, you don't know what he wants to communicate because we are in the same office. Did that communication get through to you?
Yeah, it is coming well.
Ishan?
The issue was clear, it was not the issue. Only issue was in the second paragraph, since I have been selected. The qualities of an employee. The sentence were either to be a one liner maximum. Because it is distracting for the mentor.
This spoils the clarity. That second para especially is taking you somewhere else and then again bringing you back. So is that not kind of spoiling the clarity?
It was not needed.
It was not needed.
Basically,
So when I'm reading it, I don't know whether he's trying to appreciate or address his concern somewhere.
basically 2 tones in the same paragraph.
Yes.
And in the concerns also, the second one, the third one, that a lot of irregular task is there, but it's an opportunity to handle the situation, is a mix of tones.
So here tone mein to there is a big gap. When it comes to sandwich policy, like last tak tone is completely wavering. From the beginning till the last. Beginning it goes to highly, he's appreciating way too much. Again second paragraph mein to sandwich policy mein is laughing and then again other 2 points are going somewhere else. So tone is wavering a lot. Repetitions are there. I think second paragraph itself mein there is a sense of repetition. See, repetition does not mean same sentences you're repeating, but the same thing you want to communicate again and again. When you have told in second paragraph, employees hardworking, getting motivated towards work and all of that, again last sentence may opportunity to handle situation. It is a kind of repetition that is. Completeness.
Giving suggestions is mandatory, then it is not complete. If it is not,
It's complete.
facts are also.
Giving suggestion. So completeness में facts not present. Huh? Completeness not complete. Because complete matlab you need to help the other person understand, take decisions. This you are not telling. You're telling just abolish sandwich leaves. See, whom are you addressing the mail to? Your manager. Correct. You are a subordinate. Are you a fresher? You are not a fresher. Correct. You are telling your manager to discuss with the juniors. You can ask, I will start training the juniors. It's always better like that. Okay. We'll take one more and then we'll discuss a proper reaction. See, only these points, each time you write an email, at least 4 or 5 of these points which you feel you are lacking. If you focus on that, your mails automatically will see a drastic improvement. Just don't go to start writing mails like the way Aditya said and I have to write. For that, you have to learn English, learn grammar. That's not going to happen overnight. Correct? But wherever you feel you are lacking, complete information is not being given. Basically, what's your purpose of sending an email? You are representing the firm somewhere, even though it's an internal mail. Second, you want the other person to take a decision based on your email. If you give half knowledge information, you will get half knowledge replies. Make sense? One more, whose do we take? Yours? Can you read out?
Yes. Hi sir, warm greetings. I am writing this email as a team lead to bring to your attention about an important culture shift that I have observed. It's related to the work culture in our team. From past few weeks, I have seen 2 important behavior change in our teammates. First is a drop in the interaction among team members, and second is a lack of enthusiasm in taking up tasks. I personally feel that to keep up a good working culture in the team, we should address the issues at the earliest so that it does not impact the base or foundation of the team. My recommendation will be to have a one-on-one interaction session with them to just know about their current feeling related to work. If this exercise is not possible due to time constraint, then we can have one anonymous form which can be shared with the team to just understand what are the things that are bothering them. Let me know if you think that we should do something in this regard. Waiting for it.
Clarity? Nishant?
Clarity. Yes, sir. Clarity is
Clear what the issue is? I am not clear. I feel it is not clear. If somebody is telling it's clear, can you tell me how it is clear? I am not telling I am right.
Basically, she's targeting towards a behavioral change that's happening towards their work environment. Where they are not enthusiastic enough to take up new jobs. Like me, like I want to do this job, I want to take ownership of this work. Those part their team is not taking.
मुझे तो समझ में ही नहीं है. What is the kind of work shift? What is the real expectation from me? What am I supposed to do? Means that is not clear to
There are
me.
no facts.
Facts are not there, but even mine, it's not clear. When I read it, I don't know how to react. If I know how to react, if I have understood, if the communication has happened properly, there is something in our mind. Did that get communicated to you there?
But she is telling us that from past 2 weeks there will be changes in their behavioral changes.
Correct.
Yes, it also.
If I tell you like this, how will you react? How will you take a decision? From past 2 weeks, I'm seeing HR department exact same thing. If I write and send you, how will you? It's not clear. Maybe the facts are not making it clear. Maybe it's getting. And see, sometimes you need to be concise also. At least he pointed out at 3 different points and he took so much. Her email says is much longer. And what she has communicated was tone. what I feel. What do you feel on sales? Facts, Gautam?
Facts. It depends on the recipient how he interpret those messages.
Okay, you are the recipient.
Yeah.
क्या facts मिला?
Yeah, I've interpreted that there is no proper communication among her team,
Is she pointing towards one person, multiple people?
multiple people.
How do you know?
Among the team members, yes, she has mentioned.
No, but team members, okay, maybe 2 people are there, 3 people are there. Entire team might be. Entire team में तो मुझे लगता है निशा का प्रॉब्लम है more than the team. सबने कल्चरल शिफ्ट कर लिया है. She is still there. Facts तो there. What do you think? Naveen? Missing.
But she would have mentioned any particular person or any kind of.
What kind of, if she doesn't want to point out at a person, what kind of cultural shift has happened? And this cultural shift, how is it impacting the team exactly?
Any difficulty facing by the person regarding the
So that
task.
I feel is a gap. Completeness. What do you think? It's kind of complete. She has started, she has addressed the issue, she has given suggestions, she has given multiple suggestions in fact. So completeness. Language, spelling, grammar. Spelling, grammar में Pradeep had issues. Spelling mistakes were there, grammatical mistakes. Okay. You read off 2 more. So can you put it late? I am meeting with you. No, because when you are reading it, you will know where you are lacking. Clear. See, if you try to understand the nature, he really wants to reach that 1, 2, 3 wala point. He's thinking from a coding perspective. Just because it's an email, he put that second paragraph forcefully. So there's a big gap in that second paragraph. He wants to be clear, but wherever he's trying to thoda elaborate, it's going wrong. Okay. Go to Devashish.
Yes.
Can you read?
Hi sir, this mail is regarding work culture issues which me and my team is facing currently. First, biased decisions on escalations. Being a part of the sales team, we have to interact with all the teams and interaction with brand is higher from sales. No one is currently reviewing the past reviews which we have received from brands for our sales team. Now the escalations are majorly on new accounts. Why? No one is worried about the decision. Suggestion: please review the 2-party calls and help us implement the implement to cure the root cause. Second, resistance to accept the change. Team is not ready to accept regular changes, which is happening every quarter. It is good for a firm to keep the team updated, but we have to stick with one SOP.
Gautam, clarity?
Yeah, clarity is there, suggestions also there.
Clarity? Yeah, Praveen? Nishant?
Clarity is kind of there.
Huh?
Kind of. Not exactly. The words needs to be more elaborate when it's
I feel again clarity is not there.
First
Ah,
point,
but
first
this-
point.
Huh?
First,
First point, I think.
Clarity is not
clarify
there.
on. I mean, those terminologies we are not familiar.
See, if I same thing, I'll tell it in a different way. If we had told about the sandwich policy, you're always seeing that people are taking leaves on Friday and Sunday. What about my work Monday to Friday? See, 2 different things, apples and oranges, you cannot compare. What is the issue? There might be 2 issues. One is new brands के escalations को इतना sales पे क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? That is your first issue. Second issue is why my old brands का management is not taken into account. 2 separate issues, somewhere it is merged and I'm not getting the clarity. I understood what you're trying to tell, but as an email, I am not getting the clarity. What do you think, Aditya?
So the clarity is not there because after reading this, I did not understand what he was trying to.
That's the problem, because I know what you're trying to tell, or Nishan knows what you're trying to tell. Yeah. Tone? Aggressive. Tone is aggressive. See, when you are in a professional environment, आप बात कर रहे हो, आप aggressive हो रहे हो. Written में तो you have to show very slight aggression when you see in an email. The assumption is you are very aggressive already. So somewhere that has to be told. Like you can use, if you want to be very aggressive only, you can taunt them. That is still okay. So you can use some other ways to show your aggression than actually be aggressive. Facts, Praveen? Excellent. Isha, facts?
So I don't remember this one. Because I understood one thing, that there is some reviews which sales team gets from brands, and no one is working on that. So if that is the fact, that point I understood.
Completeness. Somewhere missing. Language, spelling, grammar. Grammar means, that's what I said. Thoda grammar idhar udhar. It's okay. You take up Praveen's. Can you read out the
Hi sir, greetings of the day. This email is to bring to your notice about some issues in what we are facing and few suggestions on the same. Based on current and past experience I had, there are multiple instances where internet connection is not stable, which is affecting during meetings and any emergency tasks. Another one important aspect to put here is salary credited. Since there will be multiple finance issues, it would be better if we get early. Another thing is on leave policy like sandwich and other sandwich policy and others, which may demotivate the people. Hope any alternate can be given. Hope the same will be taken into consideration.
clarity, Gautam?
Yeah, clarity is properly whether it is easily understood by
Clarity?
Yes, sir. Clarity is there, sir. He explained all the things.
Clarity? Joshish?
The clarity is there in issues, but there is no solutions.
What is missing?
Suggestions is
Suggestions are missing.
he is asking for sufficient.
What was the tone of the message? Tone is good. Tone is clear. No issues there. Repetitions are there. No repetitions are there. Are the facts presented well? Which fact is presented?
Fact is not there.
Wealth of
internet.
Internet issue. See, if you tell a fact like ये वाला meeting में मुझे इतना issue हुआ, will make me get internet as soon as possible.
Can't understand what other differences. saying maybe the brand if I happen.
No, any fact. See, facts will help the other person understand things much better. Like if you tell financial issue you have told, tell my rent, my owner is asking on as I
Not
earlier.
like
I'm not telling exactly that, but the way you put it also is important. Going too personal is not a good idea. I'm just telling you, facts make you, it will make Uday feel, okay, I should generate the form faster. I should anticipate issues that will come up much faster. The issues can be simple thing, a sign of not given by manual. It's also there. But other issues are also there, no? Because the entire thing has to be processed immediately. You should be able to anticipate. Okay? Don't take it personally.
No,
but
sir.
if facts are there, you said facts are very clear, no?
No, sir, he mentioned, sir, emergency.
And then I feel in completeness, he's got lazy as he's going through the book. Josh ऊपर था, ये like कौन type करेगा? Sandwich and others. मैं divorce sandwich and others means what? Others means what?
I'm thinking other what.
Say only sandwich and stop. What is alternate? Spelling mistake. Who's is left? Vamsi and Uday.
Nishant.
We'll do it faster now. Gautam faster. Can you read?
Dear sir, greetings. It's been observed that warehousing is not following proper hierarchy system when payment issues arises. They directly approach the high management without having discussed among the team later. No proper coordination among warehouse team and finance team. This has happened in case of Reflex workforce. It is hereby advised to follow proper hierarchy as reviewed by the management and should be proper cooperation and coordination among the team.
Nisha, clarity?
Yes. I understood his issue and he has given the example also where he faced it majorly and is asking for the cooperation also from the management. So,
Clarity, Uday? Clarity. Tone? Devashish?
Tone is soft. Fact is not their exact fact.
No, we only talk about tone.
Tone is soft.
Tone is okay, no issues. Repetitions?
First and second.
First example, proper example. Repetition is clearly visible here. Repetition say you are wasting the other person's time. So repetition should not be there. Facts? Devashish?
Fact is there in first line, but it's not much clear. If I'm understanding the fact, but some other from the team.
Second paragraph fact is there. Calculus squad force is there. But only the name is there, but what exact issue happened has to be assumed. So if it has to be assumed means I am already aware. So if I am already aware, why should tell me? So more from a fact also better. Completeness. This is one mail where completeness is not there. From start to end. Starting तो होना ही चाहिए ना कि what are you trying to tell? You directly jumped into the issue and you have not closed the entire. I feel. Ishant? It's completed.
Completely. Like in ending it.
I feel even in the beginning.
There should be a sentence which says indirectly what you are trying to tell.
Towards the end, I realized what you are trying to tell.
I
From
mentioned the
beginning,
first
I
line.
know.
First line only I mentioned. It has been observed that
Observe, like, what I'm trying to tell is, I would like to bring to your notice certain issues we are facing with warehouse. So I immediately start thinking, okay, there's an issue with warehouse that you want to do. Then you continue. That will make it complete. Pradeep, language, spelling, grammar. Grammar थोड़ा नीचे, पर नीचे, but more or less it's still okay. For me it's okay. Aditi might say not okay. For me it is okay. Itna grammar is still okay because we are in India. English is not our first language here. Expectation that everybody should know perfect grammar is not. But the second, it depends upon your job role. If you are dealing with clients from sales perspective, maybe grammar, a little bit better grammar would be always available. If you are talking to maybe the CEO of the firm or a person at a higher designation. If you are talking to your POC, this is okay. At a higher designation, it may not be okay. From marketing perspective, not okay. Clearly, because it's the first interaction you are having with the person. It's not that you are in regular touch. So again, that depends. But thoda grammar for him, it's okay. Next shoes. Pick up. Nishant?
Hi sir, as discussed today, I would like to bring to your notice that there has been a constant rise in respect to the predominating work culture at Bangalore. From the initial days of being an open work culture designed on a fun-to-work environment that has been converted to a competition across departments, where they're fighting to defend themselves and pushing claims instead of finding a common solution to the same, resulting in higher toxicity among employees in the form of competition. This has further resulted in a degradation of the already stressed bandwidth, especially for senior employees of the company. In regards to the present scenario, we need to work on the culture from the top leadership, converting the current dirty competition to a healthy one, and further implementing the policy of work ownership to engage more on achievement-based model for day-to-day tasks. This method, as per my current research, appears to be the most feasible and easy to implement, with combined efforts of management and HRD. Do let me know when should be a good time to discuss in detail for the same.
Clarity? Clear?
Not clear.
Not clear? Any suggestions to bring about clarity? Or where you felt it was not clear?
Yeah, facts are missing. That's why I'm not getting proper clarity.
So the first paragraph is a little repetitive. So that is also not bringing the clarity.
Repetition is there completely. Because he's trying to make the same point again from various directions. Repetition is there. It could have been finished in one paragraph. Then Praveen, completeness. Facts. Facts. Gautam, facts है?
नहीं ऐसा बोला
Sorry. See, repetition is bad, no? Language. Today?
That POD used in current dirty competition is very healthy one.
Tone.
I felt tone was neutral, but few words made it a little here and there. Could have been.
You could have used an alternate word there
Yes. Otherwise, tone. I think.
to maintain the tone. जो भी tone है, keep the tone within a particular bandwidth. If you move out of it, what happens is people forget everything else in the. They'll only focus on those 3-4 words. Stick to. Correct. Who's next? Hamsi? Can you read?
to your notice the issues in our work culture which are listed below as follows. Lack of enthusiasm in some of the teammates which is not allowing us to analyze in depth into our existing system and take up new projects. Multiple changes in the team very frequently which is also a reason for inefficiency and inconsistency. So this is a suggestion that I feel might help in resolving the scene. We can form a perfect team structure and allocate the perfect blend of brands so that there is a certain time to analyze the brand that they are working on, which will create interest and they'll start questioning why this can't be done in a more optimized way. And the enthusiasm is automatically created. Once the proper team structure is set, then we can delegate the existing responsibilities slowly to respective team leader, and we can focus more on optimizing the existing system and take up new projects, which will allow us to branch out to learn new and updated concepts, which will help us grow at an individual level and also the firm.
Pradeep, clarity.
Clarity is told like lack of enthusiasm is there, and because of that, he is not able to analyze the depth of the existing team structure and take up new projects. So that's the issue he is facing, and he has come up with a suggestion also how to tackle it. So I feel
Clarity. Ishant, clarity.
Somewhat is
जो मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ
Everything is there.
I felt second that last paragraph came too long. So that was the only thing which is spoiling the clarity. Otherwise, it is clear. So complicated sentences and all you have put.
Actually, whole entire paragraph is in 2 lines.
Hmm.
Only 2 full stops are
Full
there,
stops.
and they could have
It's
been.
becoming thoda, because by the time I read it, I am not able to analyze it completely. Even when you are telling me, tone कैसा था गौतम? Average. So like that tone.
The tone is good.
Yes.
Don't say it's respectful.
It's respectful. What is required here was properly put right. Tone में there's no issue. Repetitions.
last
Same sentence में only repetitions can be there. Is what I've realized. So repetitions are there. Facts being presented.
Somehow it is there.
No facts.
No fact.
Zero.
Instead of some of teammates, you can mention any names.
scenario what it is.
Sometimes see name if you don't want to tell also. Lack of enthusiasm in what way? Lack of enthusiasm मतलब you know if people are spending too much time having coffee or going out or sleeping, in which way? I don't know what is lack of enthusiasm. Is a very generalized word. Some people are too enthusiastic also is an issue. काम नहीं करते सिर्फ enthusiasm है. Exactly telling, you know, giving the facts there, and even the next one, multiple changes in the team. See, for me, I know most of the things what you're telling. I know, so for me, I can relate it better. But multiple changes, no, Aditi will never know what are the changes in your team. Correct? So she will not understand this. The suggestion though could have been given in a very crisp and nice.
While I request issue should be elaborated, suggestion should be crisp, but issues are very.
You know, even issues also, if you can keep it crisp, it's better. Put a sentence on what is the exact issue, couple of facts. Language, spelling, grammar, long sentences छोड़ के. So, most all is who's left? Uday is mine. Yours. So small. My keyboard is not working. So
His T is not working.
even key and backspace also not working. So I told him. Okay.
Hi sir, this is to inform you. I want to complain about the work environment of our company, which is going bad day by day. As the number of employees are increasing, people started taking inappropriate leaves without approval from the managers. So the leaves which is affecting our company work progress and efficiency. As a HR, my suggestion for this issue is primarily the employee needs to inform the HR team as well as the reporting manager. So at least we can reduce the unplanned leaves.
Clarity, Gautam.
That's all right.
हाँ?
It depends on
नहीं,
the
जहाँ भी
recipient.
सबको लगता है क्लैरिटी नहीं है, आपको लगता है
It depends on
that.
the recipient of the message, how he interpret the message. So I've understood this.
ओके, आप मेरी जगह देखो ना.
Clarity is there, but grammar mistake is there.
No, but we're talking only about clarity.
Yeah. It's,
What is trying to come? It's clear. Aditi.
So somewhat clarity is not there because since it is the start only is that I want to complain about the work environment, the clarity reduces if it's the issue that they are bringing up or just to say that okay, this is what is happening.
Means he started telling about the work environment, उधर से चला गया leaves में. So that issue is definitely there. Tone, Nishant?
It's confusing actually. Person started with aggression, so I want to complain on this.
It's commanding.
It's
the
just
word.
like
Person taking it.
It's just like oh then.
just like he used to tell it's not about what you're
You're promoted to customer.
That's reduced a lot now. Initial first 2 months surprise. We're very happy. Things which are very difficult for us to tell, you should tell in 2 seconds and you like, this is amazing. Repetitions है क्या गौतम?
repetitions, no repetitions.
Running repetitions are there?
I feel a little bit is that because in first para he said without approval from manager he will taking. Again in second para he needs to inform HR and reporting manager. I feel a little bit.
There is suggestion.
But it is very confusing.
The flow is not clear. See, flow in the sense the completeness. It's not complete. Start से end तक the flow, the completeness is missing somewhere. Facts, Hamsi? No. There are so many facts. You know which one department में issues are there. Which departments में issues are there. Sales में issue is there and he is suffering because of sandwich policy.
Yeah, I'm not. I had a suggestion. And I will not take any listen.
Language, spelling.
So that because his keyboard is not
Keyboard.
working.
So rating तो छोड़ो बहुत gaps है. But you have understood where you are majorly lacking. So Debashish, where do you think you need to improve when you are communicating? Written communication.
Sir, actually when I started my communication was very neat and clean. But the Bhimor has only built this culture. This is the tour guide.
So let's change it now.
I got that I have to change with the clarity. I have to be soft in the
मैंने कब आपको कुछ भी बोला है? My communication is so clean.
No, I have to be soft in the
I'm telling you, while telling, it's very different. While writing, it is very different. Take these two things separate. Things you lack while communicating face to face can be easily hidden when you're writing. There are so many times you have some insecurity because when you're facing somebody, maybe your body language issue or whatever issues are there. When you're writing, those issues are not there at all. It can be very clear, very crisp. गौतम क्या चेंज करना है?
I should be more professional.
You have to change the language. You have to be more complete. आप भूल गए? You forgotten. What should Gautam change, Pradeep? Based on his email only, not personality. So email के हिसाब से what do you think? You remember his email?
Yes, the completeness of the email.
Completeness of the email.
And facts, presentation of the facts.
Clarity was there in his email. What was the issue?
Confusion.
What issue he had?
I mean, warehouse issue,
Hierarchy.
hierarchies.
There was repetition in that.
Yes.
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 Repetition था आपके mail में. You cannot forget.
I don't think so.
See, listening skills.
First thing-
What I feel is listening skills here as a group, we are still lacking, including me. Somebody is talking, I cut them and I start. I like that. But listening skills are important. Second, reaction. Sometimes even if you lack listening skills, you have heard properly, but you react in a totally different way. That happens. You heard what he has told. See, this reaction, Debashish, the reaction was different. I feel Nishaka reaction also, lot of work has to be done. Because most of the times our answers are correct, they are not to the question asked. This I have noticed a lot of things telling me. But our answers are very correct. Answer में issue नहीं, listening में भी issue नहीं. She has heard. If you tell her to repeat, she'll repeat the same question. But the in between, no, how do you react? Means how do you come up with the answer? Coming with slightly wrong answer. So how do you think we will improve on this? You will work on it. You will improve on it. Now, whenever you are writing an email, can you make sure? How will you bring about clarity in your mail? You cannot keep rewriting it till you get clarity. What should be your approach when sending a message or sending an email?
To make the other person understand what you are trying to tell.
Correct. First, you need to understand what you are trying to tell. Sometimes even we don't. It's in a very complicated way. It's there with us also. You need to break it down in as much simpler form as possible. Does it make sense to you, brother? Whenever you are communicating, if you first you need to know what do you want to present. Second, collect the facts based on it. Understand the flow, set the tone. Automatically it will become. Grammar spell check so that you have to do it. Let's make it mandatory. Try to install whatever software you want and get that thing sorted. Okay, but don't blindly take suggestions. It will change the meaning of your sentences. Okay. Now let's compose one email based on all the employee issues and actually send it to the manager. Possible? Okay. So what are the facts? Now, as a group, one person lead. Who lead? No problem. I don't trust anybody. I really do. Okay, first collect the facts. Okay. In your email, your facts we ignore, other facts. Okay. But collect the facts. Understand? Collect all the points that you want to. Put as many facts as possible. It has to be complete. The tone has to be neutral. Okay, it has to neutral in the sense keep that bandwidth present. This side is maybe you're showing kind of desperation, you're requesting. This taraf hai anger. Okay, keep it between them. Maybe point to point you can vary the tone, but keep it within a particular. Where it has to be neutral, keep it neutral. Where it has to be increase, decrease, understand. Okay. Here because as you were telling, senior management को भेज रहे हो, tone तो उसमें ही आना है. Junior को भेज रहे हो, तो you can stretch the bandwidth. You can show a little more anger, show a little more desperation. Use your tricks to get your work. Okay. So how will you start collecting the facts? No, you should remember. Listening, you should remember. थोड़ा तो memory has to get stronger. We are not. What is everybody's age? then 25 mein how do you forget?
Sir, I know everybody's issue, I just need the facts from them.
You start telling the facts. Nishant ke facts.
But Nishant's facts, his issues were that the competition has become very unhealthy.
Correct.
So,
Uday's fact.
Uday's was unemployed, like people do not take permission
Leaves.
before the leaves. Debashish was that SOPs are not being followed, and the first one was that the previous work is not considered when new things are coming up. Vamsi's was sorry, I didn't-
Previous appreciation is not coming, a new brands ka blames.
Yes.
That is this. Amsi's.
Lack of team strength, enthusiasm, and Gautam's was warehouse. The issues he's facing with warehouse, and Nisha's was almost the same as Vamsi, that the team is lacking enthusiasm. They have shifted the work culture, and Praveen's was he's facing internet issues. He was handling
Second was sandwich, that was others. No, one more issue here.
salary,
Salary.
on time. And
Pradeep's.
Pradeep's was that sandwich leave, and the lack of KT that is being there, and the first one irregular work.
Now decide on the flow. Flow is important. You cannot mix up the flow.
So the flow has to go one by one. Issues
One by
faced by
one.
different teams. Then every
So
issue.
combine in as by more part of by more group. तो मैनेजमेंट को बोलें कि उनको ओवरऑल वर्क कल्चर थोड़ा शिफ्ट करना.
Maybe she can take where everyone is affected with that issue.
But why miss out on other issues?
First priority would be to resolve entire
Yes.
issue.
Because conflict is there only one place where he's selling sandwich and where he's selling unplanned use. There you can mix and tell unplanned है तो sandwich डालो नहीं तो मत डालो. Suggestions have to come. Correct. Can you give me a proper complete email? Okay. Once you write it, till everybody approves. We will not get right. Then we'll send it across. Okay. And now further going, whenever you write something, what is your thought process? Whether all the facts are presented, tone is there, completeness. Completeness मतलब flow has to be complete. Starting, what you are addressing, end में how you are going, the flow has to be there. Grammar and spell check is a mandate. Don't think about it. Tone is important somewhere. A way of putting things across. Written communication में let's overall make our teams also try to communicate. See, team wise, if I see, I feel analytics say the mails and the communications are very clear. Marketing say it is very clear because I don't get mails without data. Data does come. Sales say actually the data is more complex, so partial things come, but the tone is very clear. क्या बोलना है? You can, from the emotion of it, you understand the rules. So that's not an issue. From vendor finance, I feel grammar, spell में तो बहुत issues are there. Completeness, the flow is not there. Facts are most of the time missing, where it cannot be taken for granted when it comes to vendor finance. Finance में fact without facts this does not make sense at all, right? And from ERP side, I feel you guys are as a team actually very hesitant in mailing. Either you are underconfident or something like that. So make people mail more frequently. Make it very clear in your mailing. But when they mail, it is clear. So there is no ambiguity. Maybe because they spend a lot of time composing. And when mail, it is very clear. And any person from ERP it is very clear. Portal I don't. I'm sorry, I really don't know.
Compliance.
As a team, कैसे होता है?
My team is
Compliance. क्या बोलूं?
Complaints.
Compliance, yeah. You guys, male completeness is not there. Facts are not.
But we consider points.
Point is very clear.
Yeah.
It's very brief, though point close. So in that way is there, but completeness will definitely help the other person make this. See, when a person reads immediately, if he is able to visualize. When you read a novel, why do you like? मैं novel लिखूंगा कोई पढ़ेगा. Same story आप लिखोगे, अदिति लिखेगी तो थोड़े लोग पढ़ेंगे. अच्छा राइटर लिखेगा तो ज़्यादा लोग पढ़ेंगे. Why? Because there is a completeness. When you're reading it, you're able to visualize and you're able to connect. That does not happen here. Your males and all people.
But people don't read that lengthy well.
Don't write lengthy. Who is telling you to write lengthy?
Subject should be strong.
Very strong.
When we're getting to present facts.
आपके क्या issues थे बोलो? क्या शाही?
This male issue hierarchy is not followed.
From there was. आपने उसके लिए 3 पैराग्राफ. With facts, with everything within, one sentence of trying to set the tone, saying, trying to set the, like, for me to start visualizing thing, you could have set in the first sentence only. Second sentence, you could have slightly elaborated the issue. Third, fourth sentence, facts वगैरह करके close कर सकते. Because you had 2 facts. One is the preaching hierarchy, and you wanted to tell about Hercules. Okay. So one by one, first get the flow. Take a pen, paper. Write all the points. Understand किस flow में बोलना है. क्या tone रखना है. Which sentence में what tone has to be kept. What is the optimum suggestion you want to give. And when the other person reads it, should take decisions immediately. Either he modifies the suggestion, rejects the suggestion, or selects the suggestion, but not ignore your suggestion.
You can start with the basic issues that everyone has, like the general issues that everyone
Just write down all the issues, then set the sequence in which you want to write. See, most of the times, when the mail correction comes, कि मैं mail भेजूं कि नहीं, this is what anybody does. We see if all the facts are presented, if the facts are presented in the right order, if the tone is there, if end to end, if it is complete, grammar, spell, make the sentences, communicate better. Same sentences, if you're writing in a different way, you can communicate much better. You write this mail, take it to management, see what happens. Let's get it done. Go ahead, Rajesh. And whatever management decides, वो mail वापस सबको reply करो. No discussing this outside this. From next week in groups will work. One thing is messaging is missed out because mails took a lot of message ka we'll discuss. And whatever we have discussed previously, wherever gaps are there, only on those points will work. For one reason. Maybe 2 hours each week.
Last time you divided teams.
Same things. You're okay with your team? Who was in the team?
I'm alone in my team, sir.
You're alone because there are odd number of people. And the issues that are there with you, they are not common with everybody. Okay, आप बहुत ज़्यादा silent. इधर और कोई इतना silent नहीं है. So I want you to communicate your expressions. I know it's there, everything. When I work with you, I know you know everything. When it comes to communication, you make it feel like you don't know. So after that gap, if you bridge, within your team, outside your team, the growth is. He has too much knowledge. He knows everything into it. He knows what is wrong, what is right. When you talk to him, you don't feel it. You need to understand that I have to sit with him and work. They're very friendly and everything, but it takes time to get into the circle. So you're allowed. Any other doubts? Compose the mail and send. No leaving this room. Only I can do. We'll do it tomorrow. Let's do this.
I've written the
I wanted to say you discuss really, come up with very strong suggestions, very strong facts, but don't make it elaborate. Chris, एक sentence में जितना लिख सकते हो. Okay. Please focus. Suggest proper sentences, proper tone, proper. Just because she is writing, don't tell her, okay, she can write better. Let me listen to her. That should not be the case. Is that okay? She cannot write better. English and this, there's a difference. Okay, she can write. Everybody has written some points, so sab mein hai. Some people completeness was there. Preparation was there. Facts were not there in her message. Listen, just suggest properly. Can you get one mail? Once it's done, you'll call me.
That's the time.
इसको पहले stop कर.